A warning before you listen.
What you are about to hear is not meant for children, nor for the faint of heart. This is an unfiltered retelling of ancient myths, told as they were born, raw, violent, unsoftened. Expect scenes of brutality, curses that linger, betrayals that reshape fate, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. These myths were never meant to lull children to sleep. They were forged in blood, shadow, and fire. So ask yourself, are you ready to hear them as they were first told? Sources and references can be found in the episode description.
Chapter 4. From the Epic, the Uprising, from the cave to the edge of war. When the wind slapped the womb, the first tremble after silence. The night was heavy, as if something ancient had returned to press its weight upon the chest of the world. No lightning in the sky, no cries echoing through the mountains. Only a silence, old, suffocating, held like a breath just before a prophecy is spoken. And none heard it, except her, Rhea. The woman who had exiled herself from myth, shrunk into a stone, inhabited only by the remnants of a dried breast and a womb that gasped in its sleep like it had forgotten something living inside. The wind arrived. It did not knock, it did not ask, it did not seek permission. It stormed into her solitude as if to declare, "What you hid is no longer hidden. What you buried now stands." Rhea sat at the edge, not of a mountain, but of herself, of a body love had abandoned and fear had remembered. She held the torn edge of her robe, breathing in a scent that didn't belong to any time. She looked at the sky, not with a question, but with eyes that trembled. She whispered, "Has he returned?" And the wind slapped her, not with air, with memory, as if answers weren't meant to be spoken, but inflicted. She had thought motherhood ended with birth, but the wind awakened a scream within her, one that had waited too long, climbing up through her fingernails. She closed her eyes and saw him. No face, no name, only footsteps. Each step an accusation, each approach a reckoning. She asked herself, do I run? Do I welcome him as an excuse? Or kneel as a sin? What does the sun I never saw say to me? Does he still know me? Does my heart still carry his shape? But the wind didn't wait for her questions. It scattered everything. The fire, the bones, the sour milk crusted on stone. Then it roared through her, "Stop regretting. If your son has returned, he has not come to embrace you. He has come to judge you." Rhea stood, as if the ground itself began to speak beneath her feet. She remembered a rock, one she had sat on centuries ago, not for rest, but as a monument. To the burden, to the fear that had grown in her womb instead of children, to the first time she cried before she even knew how to name pain. She walked to the lake, still water, untouched since the day she betrayed the lightning. She looked in and didn't see her face. She saw everyone who came from her and vanished. She saw Demeter planting sorrow instead of wheat, and Hestia blowing into a flame that refused to burn, and Hera weeping, then smiling, as if cruelty had been born from a single tear. She saw Hades, no face, just a shadow nesting in fear. She saw Poseidon, striking the water as if cursing the womb that didn't save him. And finally, she saw something indescribable, lightning without features, a name never spoken, yet feared. She saw Zeus. Had he truly returned, Or had Gaia sent the wind to awaken her guilt? Or had the war begun, and lightning no longer played in caves? Rhea murmured to herself, "I didn't betray him. I just wasn't ready." And the wind answered her, this time from inside. Readiness is not something you request. Readiness is opening your mouth the moment the scream is born. She lifted her head. Her lips trembled. She said, "If he has returned, I will tell him the truth, and I will stand naked before his name, just as I once stood naked before his father's fear." The skies weren't grateful. The mountains weren't scornful. But everything in nature began to move the wrong way. Because when Gaia sends the wind, it does not carry news. It carries judgment. The chapter ends, but Rhea does not. This chapter of the epic has come to an end. But remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us, which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why? We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.